Welcome back to the Skin Deep podcast. I am Wes. I am your host, and I am here with my Bubby, my ex-work husband, T. What's up, bub?
What's up, man? How you doing today?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Hanging in there, bro. Hanging in there.
I even have my coffee cup that says "Hug me" because I miss you so much.
That's awesome.
So, little bit about you. How long you been tattooing? Introduce yourself to the crowd, and then we'll get talking.
Yeah, so my name is Trent, obviously. I've been tattooing for 11 years now. I'm a husband and a father. I love being a dad. It's super awesome. Yeah, I just love work, and I love all my hobbies, and that's pretty much about it.
That's
Pretty
awesome,
simple
man.
guy.
Simple but busy.
Yeah, I try, man.
Dude, you're one of the biggest grinders I know, man. So let's go back to the early days. What were the first tattoos you got? I think we got some pics.
Yeah, so the very, very first one was the Live Fast, Die Young, because I'm a super punk rock, So I went into this little hole in the wall bad tattoo shop that kind of popped up, and I was 18 and didn't know any better. And I was like, yeah, I want this one. I picked it out of a book, and that's the one that I got.
And it still lives today.
Yeah, I don't have the heart to cover it up, man. I really, I thought about it a lot because it's surrounded by a lot of really good tattoos, but I just don't have the heart to get rid of it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then the next one was, of course, me also being Mr. Punk Rock. We got the old Fiend skull as my second tattoo.
Done at a shop as well.
Yeah, the same place that I went for the first one because I didn't learn my lesson. I actually went there quite a few times before I finally saw what good tattoos looked like. I just thought like, oh, it's not that expensive here and they seem friendly enough or whatever, and then I saw one of my buddies got like a really nice tattoo from somebody and I'm like, oh, that's much, much different than what I have, and then so I stopped going there and started getting tattooed by real like tattooers.
Did you get hit by the bug pretty hard, or were you kind of like slowly easing into getting tattooing?
Oh no, I definitely, yeah, I mean, I remember being like 12, 13 and seeing like all those guys in those bands like the Misfits and all this stuff and be like, like, wow, like those are super cool. Like I want to look like that, as soon as I can. And I begged my mom when I was 16, 17. She was like, absolutely not. You're going to wait till you're 18. So literally the day I turned 18, I went and got that first, that skull one or whatever. And then like every 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I would go get tattooed again. Anytime I had extra money at all, that's what I went and spent it on. So
that's awesome. Yeah, dude, growing up, Motley Crue was my band. And when they came out from recording their third album, they all had sleeves. And I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do for a living, but it needs to be something that I can look like that and do it.
yeah.
Like, I was like, I have to fucking have sleeves. These things are way too fucking cool.
Yeah, man. It just the first time you see something like that, you're just like, whoa. Like it was like that for me with like just traditional tattoos in general. Like it just blew my mind, I'm like, this is so cool. It just looks classic,
Right, right. So, what career path were you on before you started pursuing tattooing? Because I know it didn't. You didn't go right on into it.
No, so I started off. I went to vocational school actually for welding, and I graduated. And I actually left school early. I got hired at a place in Columbus that did like fabrication, and so I left school before I even like technically graduated to work there. And then I got let go of that place not long after for whatever reason. And I worked at a couple other fab shops and stuff like that. And then when I found the tattooing thing, I kind of gave up on welding and started working in some warehouses just to make some money, and then was trying to do the tattoo thing.
Where'd you end up landing your formal apprenticeship?
There was a spot here in Circleville where I'm from. There was a guy named Raya that had a shop there, and I had asked a couple people before if they would take me in, and everybody was just telling me to piss off, basically. Rightfully so. But for whatever reason, he saw something in me when I went in there the day I asked him, and was just like, hey, like, here's some drawings I have. Like, are you interested? And he was just like, yeah, but I'm going to have to charge you. And I was like, well, I'm super broke. So let me go see if I can come up with the money and get back to you. And then I'd say about 2 months later, he got a hold of me and was like, hey, never mind. Don't worry about the money. I need somebody to help me. Will you come in tomorrow and start? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. Like, I'll be there,
Right. That's
So I
awesome.
was, yeah, it was a cool spot, man. It was a good start. It was a good foot in the door, and yeah.
Was that like, was it a traditional? I don't want to say traditional. Was it a relaxed atmosphere apprenticeship, or was it a ball busting?
No, he was a super nice dude. We still talk to each other pretty regularly, and he was always really encouraging and really nice and stuff. The ball busting came a little bit later when I had what I would consider like my full apprenticeship, um,
Right.
because it kind of ended pretty early with me and him at his spot. So then when I ended up landing somewhere, that's when the real learning began. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. So, how long from apprenticeship till actually tattooing for money? Like, do you even remember the first tattoo you ever did for $1?
Yeah, yeah. The first person I would say that I remember that wasn't somebody that I knew, because my start was kind of weird. It was a little different than a typical apprenticeship would be. I tattooed some of that what is it, outlaw cowboy font on somebody that I didn't know. You know what I mean? Like, that was the first one that I remember that I was like, oh fuck, like, I don't know this person. You know what I mean? Like, this is scary. This is super scary. And it turned out fine, whatever. And the person was stoked, but um, that was the first person I tattooed that I did not know beforehand. You know what I mean?
And what shop was this at?
That was at Inspired by Ink. I was there for a brief time. Um, After my apprenticeship, I'd went a couple different shops, just because there was still so much I didn't know. Because, like I said, me and Raya, our relationship kind of ended kind of soon and quick and sudden. So everywhere I was going, I was just kind of like, hey, there's still so much stuff I don't know. Like, I'm just looking to land somewhere where I can learn and people have the time to teach me. And then it would turn into, they would realize like, oh, he really doesn't know shit. Like, we gotta, what I mean, we gotta fill the chair with somebody who can make money, which I understand. But at Inspired, I was there for a little while. I think probably about 3 to 6 months, somewhere in there. I was there. Um,
Where'd you
yeah,
wind up finally landing that you got to hone your chops?
yeah. So I got hired on at American Tradition Tattoo. That was in Circleville and owned by my good buddy Dave. Um, and yeah, he hit me up and was basically like, hey, I need a guy. I know where you're at in your career, and I'm more than willing to kind of take you in and um, teach you the ropes. And that's exactly what happened there. So it's definitely great opportunity, and I can't say enough good things about it, for sure.
That's awesome, man. Well, I know you. I don't know if everybody knows. We didn't really bring this up, but I worked alongside you for a year and a half at Sacred Hand. How
Yeah.
long were you down at American Tradition till you made the trek up to Columbus?
I was there for 7 years. And then I went to Sacred, and I was there. I spent 3 years there.
Very cool. Let's get to some of the tattoos now that you're currently into doing. You have a unique style for sure. I love it.
Yeah, I like doing designs that are based in traditional, but adding just a little bit of extra like neo traditional element to it. You know what I mean? Um, I like the boldness of traditional, like the nice black, heavy lines, and then I like going in with the type 5 and doing like detail stuff with it. You know what I mean? Like just kind of adding a little bit of extra that just kind of separates it.
Yeah, no, your style definitely sticks out, man. I love both these fucking tattoos.
Thank you, brother. Yeah, they were both a lot of fun. Oh yeah.
And then here's some more work.
Yeah, those two, I really love both of those. I love doing wild, wacky stuff, like just making it just as weird as I can, adding a pile of nuclear puke underneath the skull is fun.
Right.
Then that saber tooth morph, that was on a good buddy of mine that I've done a bunch of really cool big cats on, and I did a sleeve of Marvel superheroes. I'm sure you remember that guy.
Yeah.
He's in the shop a bunch. Really, really nice dude. He always lets me do really cool stuff, so very grateful for him.
That's awesome. I do want to point out too, guys, for all you listeners, that Trent is a true blue street shop tattooer. This guy says yes to fucking everything. So what you just saw is just his like super wheelhouse that if you dig that, for sure hit him up. But I know just from working with you for 18 months, if it comes through the door, the answer is yes. So pretty impressive that we don't see artists of your caliber still in the yes to all walk-ins. So kudos to that dude for being a real tattooer.
Yeah, man, I like working with people. I like meeting new folks because, in general, most people that come in the tattoo shops are good, nice people to work with, and my thoughts is always like, I say yes to the bird silhouettes right now. Maybe down the road they come in and they're like, hey, I want a snake or something. You know what I mean? Like you never know what's going to happen, and just treating everybody with respect, man, it can turn into a lot of work down the road.
Yeah, for any budding tattooers out there, take note of, if you listen to anything about that of this conversation, that's the number one thing. The 18-year-old coming in who wants the typewriter font that says "Just Breathe" on their wrist, don't poo-poo that. Treat that like that's a custom tattoo. Treat that client like that client has been sitting in your chair getting a sleeve with you, because they'll come back, and the more they come back, the more you talk to them, the more they see your artwork, and you never know, that Just Breathe tattoo could wind up being a full bodysuit type of client
absolutely.
5 years down the line. I mean, we all started with small tattoos. Not tattooing. I mean, like most of us just went in and picked something small off the wall. Nowadays, that's called hold your phone up and show me what's on the Pinterest that you wanted. But that person deserves 100% of your tattoo respect as well. So, young budding tattooers, take to heart what Trent said. Even being in the game for 11 years, say yes, and say yes with a fucking smile, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's you're there to do the job that they ask you to do. It's not always the coolest thing in the world to you, but to them it is the coolest thing in the world. So making them feel cool about getting it is, they're definitely going to tell their friends. They're going to come back. Like all that stuff is going to matter. Internet clout doesn't matter at the end of the day. It's about the people that you actually work with. They matter the most. So for sure.
Yeah. And I think you nailed it on the head too. What's not cool to me and you could be and is cool to them. Who are we to decide what another person should get on their body that's going to fucking empower them? Like, they think it's cool, then it's fucking cool. End of the day. Like that's the definition of cool. Cool is in the eye of the beholder.
100%.
So yeah. So getting on to your busyness, you got a lot of side hobbies. You will.
I got too many. Way too many.
Let me bring this up. Yeah, so what do we got going on here?
So the skate deck, I just finished that up. I think it was about 2 weeks ago. A regular client of mine that I used to tattoo, he actually moved out to the West Coast. He gave me a holler and he was like, "Hey man, I really need some new artwork for my apartment out here, and I love the skate decks you do. You want to do something for me?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course, you know." And he said, "Cowgirl, go for it. Do whatever you want with it." So I knew that I wanted to airbrush it because I've been really, really into airbrushing lately, and I found a couple cool photos and references and stuff like that, and I put that bad boy together for him, and yeah, he was super stoked. I was really happy with the turnout. You know,
Yeah, I
thought it
think it
turned out
looks
pretty
great.
cool. It's a fun one.
Then what do we got here on the other side?
So I got into 3D printing probably about a year and a half ago or so. I'm a big Marvel comics collector, horror guy. I love all that stuff. So I was like, man, it'd be cool to make some of my own statues. So I got into that and picked up the airbrush, which is something I always wanted to do as well. Um, just never wanted to invest the money in it because obviously it's not a cheap thing to get started in. So, but I had the extra money at the time, and I was like, you know what, now's as good a time as any, and I'm gonna jump in, and yeah, um, I super love doing the statues. It's a lot of fun for me.
Dude, this thing is so fucking dope. What all do we
Oh,
got
this
going on here?
So for the xenomorph thing, the print file was to replace a ceiling tile, and the print was actually larger than what I can print now because it was made to be printed on a filament printer, like a large filament printer. So, and I don't use filament; I use resin for all my stuff. So I printed it the size that I could fit it, basically. And I was like, man, instead of doing a ceiling tile, it'd be kind of cool to make it look like a vent coming out of a wall. You
Cool.
know, like it's climbing through, like the inside of it's on fire or something, and the xenomorph's trying to get out. So I literally took all of that as cotton balls and I pulled them all, separated them all by hand one at a time to make them kind of pulled apart, and then I glued them all in place and then airbrushed downward to make it look like dark, you know, smoke is kind of rumbling up out of there. And then the hoses and stuff, that was some like I took some like TV height, like, you know, cord hider hoses, and then kind of dry brushed them with some gunmetal to make them look like, you know, Giger style alien stuff, you know, like
Dude, that
hoses
piece
and
is so
tubes.
rad.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. As soon as I posted that one, man, I sold it like 20 minutes later. Somebody immediately hit me up because like I built the frame out of wood there. I did the routing. I put the lights in there. Um, you know, it took me probably 4 days of working on it when I had the time to get it done. But as soon as I posted it online, I immediately had a dude was like, "Yo, I got to have that. What do you want for it?" And I sold it immediately as soon as I posted it, which is cool.
That's cool. That's always fun to sell the art you make. And then we got
Yeah,
some flash here on the side.
yeah, that's my last like kind of series that I started doing. I took a break on it. I'm gonna shoot for 10 sheets total, but the idea started with like how technology to me is evil. I know that's cliche and stupid to say that, but it just makes me laugh. And so I was like, what, you know, I'm going to do a devil head with robot parts and just kind of do, I went from there. And then I'm like, well, if I did the devil, I got to do Christianity. And then from there, I've been doing other like mythologies and religions and stuff like that as robots. So everybody can feel equally offended by the things that I'm doing. So
That's awesome. That's awesome, brother. Yeah, well, staying busy, dude. Your work looks great. Your tattoos look great. I appreciate you taking time out this morning to shoot the shit with me.
yeah,
For
yeah.
anybody and everybody out there, how can they get a hold of you to see more of your tattoo portfolio and more of your artwork or flash?
Yeah, so I'm actually at a shop called Tattoo 62 with my friend John that I worked with at American Tradition. That's where I'm at now. My Instagram is Trent Tattoos 614. That's usually the quickest, easy way to get a hold of me. I have TikTok and Facebook as well, but I don't use those quite as often. But yeah, if you you want to give me a shout on there, that'd be great.
Awesome, dude. Well, again, a pleasure, sir. I'm sure you've got shit fucking printing or needing painting right now, so I will let you go and have a great morning, brother.
Dude, thank you so much, man. I was stoked to do this, for real.
Awesome, brother. Have a good one.
Yep, you too, bub.